Hello there. Today we are going to create a SQL query based on specific problem statement, and it is going to be a fun because you are going to learn a very new thing. So let's see. Write a single SQL query that lists the title of all the movies for which the associated cast members are still alive. So it says that you will have to print the title of all the movies of which the cast members are still alive. So this type of queries can be solved through various ways, but I will be using the subqueries for that, or subqueries for writing the query of it. Subqueries. So subquery is completely relatable to the nested if condition. So just don't worry about it. It is not a rocket science. So let's see. First we will have to analyze the tables. Table 1, titles. Titles table has title ID, title, and premiered, runtime and genres. Then people table. People table has person ID, name, born and died. These are the columns of this table. And person ID in people table is primary key, and title ID in titles table is the primary key. Now if we talk about the cast members table, then this table would be very helpful for us to retrieve the data. Definitely it would be very beneficial because it is having the foreign key. It is having two foreign keys, the title ID and person ID. So we are going to use it heavily. And first I will be creating this query, complete SQL query, in two parts. First we will solve this and then we are going to do this. And let's start for this, that which the associated cast member are still alive. So we have to find those people who are still alive. First we will find it and then I will complete this query. So let's find it, or let's create a query to find those people who are still alive through the cast member table. Okay, so through cast member table I will be retrieving the data of, or I will be retrieving the person ID of those people who are still alive. Okay, how you can find that a person is still alive or not? So a hint is already given here, that where died is null, those people are alive. Because if died column is null, so definitely that guy is not yet dead. That's what we are going to use. Let's see. So we have to retrieve the data from cast member table. So select person ID from, select person ID from cast members where as we are selecting the person ID from cast members, so we have to create a condition that if the primary key of the people table and the foreign key of the cast member table is equal, or the person ID of the cast member and the person ID of the people table is equal, then just retrieve it, or just retrieve the person ID of that. So first, for matching the person ID of the cast member and person ID of the people, we have to write the normal condition that cast member dot person ID is equal to the people dot person ID. This is the first condition that we have applied to find the person ID, as we are retrieving the person ID from the cast members. So that's why we have to make sure that that person ID is available in the people table or not. So that's why we have given a condition that the person ID or cast members person ID is equal to the person ID of the people table. If it is equal, or if it is available in the people table, then we will apply the condition for retrieving the person ID of those people who are still alive. So here we will give and people dot died. People dot died is not null. Is not null is the keyword. Is also a keyword, and not is also a keyword, and null is also a keyword that you can use for retrieving the data which is null or not null. So that's how you can use it. So what this query will do is it will return the person ID of those people who are still alive. So that is the case for retrieving the person ID of those people who are still alive. Now we are going to retrieve, now we are going to complete this query. Now let's read this question again, that write a single SQL query that lists the title of all movies, that lists the title of all movies for which the associated cast members are still alive. So we got the person ID here, we got the person ID here. Now what we are going to do is, through this query, whatever query that we have created now, through this query we will get the person ID of that people who is still alive. Now we will do one thing. Now we are going to perform the search using this title table, as we need the title of all the movies. So let's see, select title, from titles where title ID is equal to, and we will remove this person ID from here and we will write title ID. We will retrieve title ID from cast member table. Try to understand this. Why we are using this cast member table if we can directly use this people table for retrieving that which people is alive and which people is not. We are using this cast member table because we want the title ID actually. We need the title ID of those movies which actors are still alive. That's why we have used this cast member table. So here we have made this query as subquery. So what we will do is, this subquery is responsible for giving us a title ID at a time whose cast member is still alive, and then what we will do is we will search that title ID, whatever title ID that we will get from this subquery, we will search that title ID in titles table, and the title of that title ID would be displayed on the monitor screen. That's how you can create the query for this thing. If you want to understand this query, then please start from this. Please start from the end. If you ever want to understand the subquery, then you should start from the end. It is not the thing to understand from the beginning. Try to understand the subqueries or the subquery first, and then try to understand the complete query. So please try to create it, try to understand this thing thoroughly, because it is very important. And I always like to create the subqueries because it is completely relatable to the nested if conditions or nested while loops. So please try to do this, please try to create it. And if you are not having the basic knowledge of queries and all such things, and for applying the where clause, then please go to my sessions in which I have told you about the where clause and all such things. So you can see this. So please try to work out this query. Work out means just try to understand it from the depth. Otherwise, you will not be able to create the different queries like this. Please try to get the in-depth understanding of this type of queries. Thank you.